Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing our product review for the Ninja Blast portable battery operated blender. Does it live up to Ninja's claims? Watch this video and find out. So you ready? Let's get into this. Just a quick note, our reviews are based upon the things that we think are important. That might be a little bit different for you, so what we recommend doing is, after watching our video, you watch a couple of other videos made by different content creators. That way you get a much wider range of opinions and ideas, and that'll help you make a much more informed buying decision. And that is the most important thing of all. This is the Ninja Blast portable blender. It has a 16-ounce cup. It's got two buttons on it, one just for power and another one to do all the functions. And around the back, it's got a USB-C charging port. For charging, it does come with a USB-C charging cable, but sadly it just comes with a standard USB end on it, and you've got to get your own adapter if you want to plug it into the wall. Or you have to have a surge protector or an outlet or something in your house that has USB ports on it. To me, that's pretty disappointing because those adapters cost almost nothing, and if you need to change the price of the blender by $1 or 50 cents or something to include that, I would just go ahead and do that. To leave it out this way really sucks. Anyway, this just twists off, and you can see it's got stainless steel blades. It's got a nice rubber seal down in here, so whenever this cup is on here, it's not going to leak or anything like that. And on top of the cup, the lid has a handle to carry it with. It's got an integrated cover, and when you push the button, it'll pop open so you can drink out of it. It's got a little air hole here so you don't produce a vacuum whenever you're drinking. And it does have a rubber seal right here, so when this is closed, it's not going to leak out on top. The design on this lid, I mean, even though I've seen worse, I kind of feel like this is going to break right there. I mean, this doesn't feel very strong, and really all you got to do is bang this on something one time and this top part's going to go bye-bye. And if that happens, you got no way to seal this up. And that means you're going onto the Ninja website and buying a new lid. You know, what do I know? I'm just some idiot on YouTube. Anyway, if we twist this off, you can see that this is hollow all the way through because the bottom of the cup is effectively the top of the drive base. So when you're drinking out of this thing, keep in mind that you are drinking out of the entire thing, including the base. So kind of a heavy cup, right? You can see you got measurements here where this goes up to 16 ounces, even if it doesn't say 16, you just got to kind of assume the jump between 14 and 16 there. And it goes up to who knows how many milliliters. I'm just going to assume 450-ish milliliters. Anyway, don't fill past the max fill line. This has two buttons on it. The bottom one is just the power button. The top one starts and stops your blender. If you start your blend, it'll run for 30 seconds and then it'll shut off automatically. And this white outline is actually an LED, and it'll show you different colors based on different statuses with your blender. So when you turn it on, like this, you'll see that it's purple and it's swirling around. Once it stops swirling, it means it's ready to blend. Like right there. If this top wasn't connected on properly, it would just blink white, like that. When you have it plugged in, it will blink green while it's charging, and it'll be solid green whenever it's fully charged. When your battery is low, it'll be yellow, and when your battery is just about dead, it'll be red. Also, if this flashes orange, it means that your blades are blocked and you need to kind of help them out and turn them a little bit. You might notice that I didn't mention how to do pulse mode. That's because this doesn't have a pulse mode. That's a little bit of an oversight, and we're going to find out really quick if they really needed to have that or not. Technically, you can just start it and then stop it really quick, and that's the same thing as a pulse, but that's a little bit of a pain in the ass, and I really don't see why they wouldn't have included that feature. Remember that this thing is battery operated, and when you get it out of the box, it's got almost no charge on it, so you need to plug it in for a while before you try to use it. This thing takes just about 2 hours to charge the battery, so if you get one, you gotta keep that in mind. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad day when you try to blend something and you haven't charged it. As far as size goes, this thing is about 3¼ inches wide, and it's pretty tall actually. So it's about 10¾ inches tall if you go to the very top of the lid. So it's kind of big, but it does have a higher capacity than a lot of these travel blenders too. Should still fit in your gym bag, no problem, but I just figured I'd mention that. For our testing, we have a standard suite of things that we're doing for all of these little portable blenders. We're gonna make a semi-thick smoothie, which should be easy enough for this thing to do. Then we're gonna make a fruit smoothie using mostly frozen fruit. After that, we're gonna try to make some peanut butter in this. Granted, these portable blenders aren't designed to make peanut butter, but we're going to do the test anyway because somebody might want to try to do something like that, and I don't want to answer that question endlessly in the comments, so we're going to throw that in there just to see how it handles it. If it can't do it well, don't really hold it against the blender too much because it's really not designed for that anyway. Okay, let's get this test started. And that lid's on tight. And we'll throw in a little bit of milk. Put in a little whey protein, and we're gonna put in an entire medium-sized banana here. Then we'll close this up and see if this thing could handle this without our help. We're also gonna be keeping track of how many blends we get out of this thing before the battery dies on us too. Well, that kind of powered right through that actually. I was a little bit surprised. Pretty smooth looking, so that's not too bad. As long as we got this banana smoothie going on here, let's use this to test this and see how loud this thing is when it's running. Ninja claims that this is the quietest blender that they make. That's not really exactly saying much because Ninja's blenders are loud as hell. Okay, so let's run this again and see how loud this thing is. Alright, well that was right around, I'd say about 82 decibels. Not whisper quiet, but really that's not bad at all. Not exactly sure I like this lid. I mean, you pop it open and you can see it flopping around like that. They actually said to lock it open, you push this further. Ooh, and you see it kind of pops over like that. That is actually what Ninja says to do. And to me, I felt like I was just about to break the lid off. So anyway, that's how you get it up there so it sticks. That way this doesn't come and hit you in the face whenever you're trying to drink, which I've done twice. And now to close this thing, you've got to just push until you think you're gonna break it again. And it just kind of flops back over. By the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Alright, on to test 2. We're going to take a little bit of blueberry and raspberry. These are frozen. I'm going to top these off with some frozen strawberries. And I was going to put in some water, but we'll just put in some milk. Now we'll close this up and see how this thing handles frozen fruit. Normally these portable blenders aren't very good with frozen stuff like this, but Ninja straight up advertises that their blender is very good for that. So we'll find out in just a second, won't we? Oh, not so much. Blade got stuck. Let's try shaking this around a little bit. That helped. Okay, let's shake this a little bit. Try it again. And you know what? This is kind of doing a good job. Oh, I spoke too soon because that is stuck. Try shaking this a little bit some more. Had high hopes, but might just be too much frozen stuff. What if we turn this whole thing upside down? All right. There we go. Finally. After a few mishaps at the beginning, it's doing a better job now. Might take a few cycles in order to get this blended. Oh, there it just got that top part. It's actually starting to do a pretty good job. Oh, now it's blending really good. Let's give it one more blend and then we'll check out the results. Pretty decent smoothie. It's not super smooth, but smooth enough. This is the part that I would normally tell you that that's okay because these things aren't designed for that, but Ninja's advertising this thing to do just that, so I don't know what to tell you. And this base is pretty hot right now too. The smoothie's good, but that was a lot of effort. For something like this, keep in mind that I did load this thing up with frozen fruit. Just be sure that you're not putting as much frozen fruit in there as I did. And you're probably gonna want a little bit more liquid in there than I put in as well. All right, we're gonna give this smoothie another shot, except this time you let the fruit sit out about 10 minutes or so to slightly defrost. And we're planning on using a little bit less of the fruit, and we'll be putting in quite a bit more liquid. We only had a tiny bit of milk in there last time, so we're gonna go ahead and just fill this all the way to that max fill line. Just like that. And we're gonna close this up and see if this thing will fare any better this time. Well, it got one blend and it sort of stopped on us, but really it got most of the way through this. So let's see if a second blend will finish it up. Alright, so 2 blends seem to have mixed that up pretty good. It did get stuck that first time and I had to shake it around a little bit, but I got it to start up again pretty fast. Let's see what this looks like. It's not super smooth, but you know, given what happened last time, I'll take it this way. So it appears that the Ninja Blast will handle the frozen stuff, but you really gotta make sure you max out the liquid to help it out. In any case, it's a vast improvement over the previous try, that's for sure. Okay, on to our nut butter test. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in this, especially with what just happened on the smoothie test, but we're gonna try it anyway, just because. We're just gonna try to do this with dry peanuts. Since we don't have a pulse mode on this, we're just gonna have to turn it on and off a whole bunch of times. That's annoying, but I guess it is what it is. If we can't get good nut butter out of it, we're gonna try to add a little bit of oil and see what happens there. So, let's go. Oh, that got stuck already. Guess we gotta try to fix these blades now. Tell you what, this isn't looking too good, because that didn't even try to blend that. Well, that was better. You can see that the crushed peanuts just kind of stay at the bottom there. So even shaking them around doesn't help a whole lot. And looks like we're stuck again. Man, this is a giant pain in the ass, isn't it? Anyway, this thing is not able to pulse these peanuts down any better than that. So we're gonna give it a little bit of oil to try to help it along. And hopefully we can get a little bit of nut butter out of this so I don't have to throw these peanuts away. Again, we have to bounce this around. Once again, remember, this is not what this thing was designed for, so. Okay, I'm gonna stir this around.
The following Thursday.
Okay, well that's working a lot better. Well, this actually looks really nice, but the amount of effort it took to get here, kind of a lot. One thing about these portable blenders is that you got your blades down in there and they are really in the way. And since taking the cup off is essentially just gonna end up pouring all that stuff out all over the place, it's not really very easy to get the stuff out that's down at the bottom. The Ninja Blast is actually a pretty interesting little blender. There's a couple of weird things that I didn't like about the design, and if I didn't do the smoothie test that second time, cutting down on some of the frozen stuff and adding the extra liquid, my opinion on it would have frankly been a lot different. I guess what it really boils down to is what you really need in a blender. If you want to blend a lot of frozen stuff, I'd still recommend getting a full-size blender instead. But if you just need something to supplement that, or you just need a travel blender to bring with you to the gym so you can mix up your protein shake, then the Ninja Blast might be worth looking into. If you'd like a little bit more information about the Ninja Blast portable blender, we do have an Amazon affiliate link to it down in the description of the video. If you buy anything through those links, we do make a small commission, but it doesn't change the price that you pay, 1 cent. If you like this video, you might like this video right here where we review the Ninja Foodie Power Blender Ultimate System. That not only can handle all your blending, but it can also handle all your food processing chores, including stuff with discs. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon, and until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.